It's happening.
It's in the air.
The time is now.
We're all waking up.
We're waking up.
We're all waking up.
It's all shifting.
New vibrations.
It's you.
It's you.
It's me. It's all of us.
Together.
A new time.
A new day.
A new energy.
A new energy.
New reality.
Awaken with us.
Awaken with us.
Awaken with us.
NewRealityTV.com.
Live. Well, I don't know if we're live yet. We got a countdown going. Well, maybe we are.
It's counting up. It's counting up. We're live. Live in living color.
Welcome. Happy Friday. Here we are, April 25th. It's the perfect date, according to Miss Rhode Island and Miss Congeniality. Welcome to Hippie Chicks Live. I am Kat Kazemi, and I got my hippie chick.
I'm Elle. Hey, y'all.
Ms. Elle. And we have a special guest here today. We have my sister. Her name is Laurie. We call her Lolly. Her grandkids call her Lolly because her husband's name is Pops. So we got Lolly and Pops. So
love that.
So my sister and I having a little girls retreat here on the beautiful Kerr Reservoir, also known as Bugs Island Lake. And it's a place near and dear to our hearts that we vacationed here when we were back in the early 70s when we were kids. And it's been the first time that we've been back since. So, yeah, we're having a great time. So, and you're looking very festive there, my dear. You look like you're yourself.
I do. I hung out with some friends earlier this week for some birthday shenanigans, and a couple of them then went off to Jamaica for additional birthday shenanigans. I couldn't join them, so I'm kind of channeling the Jamaica with, the beach look. So
right. Well, it's appropriate for us since we live at the beach, so it's all good. So Lolly and I were talking last night about, what it feels like to be in flow and what that actually means, because so many people hear that term, right? And they're like, well, what exactly does that mean? And we're like trying to figure out, well, how would you explain it to somebody to be in flow? And of course we did this. We were Einsteining it, we were laying on the couch, very alpha brainwave, we're yawning between sentences, 9:30 at night. We've had a long day traveling and all that fun stuff. And we're just talking. And that's when Einstein came up with his best idea. So we're talking about being in flow. And she used a metaphor that I love to use with my clients. So I'm going to have Laurie describe her metaphor. Were you prepared?
Yeah, well, I think what we started talking about was the word talent. I'm an artist,
right.
and I was an art teacher. Well, I'm still an art teacher, but I taught middle and elementary school art for 34 years.
I'm going to interrupt you. Go to Laurie Basham fineart.com. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, and I'm a working artist now. Whenever I post something and people give me this compliment saying, "You're so talented," and I'm like, well, I just don't feel that word really I don't know who anybody that's truly talented. I think the word talent isn't something somebody owns. It's the ability to tap into flow state and channel what's already there, because I don't think anybody has these abilities all on their own. If you've ever created anything that you've stood back and looked at and
that wasn't
saw
me,
yourself
yeah,
and said, oh, who the heck was that? Or how did I do that?
Yeah.
Right? To feel there's something else. And I would always tell my students, I always felt like I was a conduit. And for me to be able to describe to them how it felt, I use the analogy of riding a wave, like catching a wave, like when you're
boogie
boarding or you're rafting or you're surfing.
Body surfing, yeah.
And you really, unless you've done it before, you don't know what it feels like, but you're waiting for it and you try to get it. And sometimes you try too hard and you're never going to get it.
Or you wipe out.
But
right.
When you feel it and you catch it and you've caught it, It's a feeling.
It's a fun ride.
And then you ride that wave all the way in,
Nope,
and
nope,
it's
nope, nope.
exhilarating. And you're like, I want to do that again.
Yes.
And it doesn't always work. So you got to kind of wait for those ideas and wait, for that perfect way.
And it's that patience and not being overly eager or insistent on it. Because if
Yes.
it's the wrong wave, then that's when
Yeah.
you get tumbled and you get sand.
You wipe out. Right.
And it hurts.
Or you care too much. You worry about it too much. You care too much, and you try too hard. It's all about the surrender and the trust and the feeling. And as soon as you allow it, like with art anyway, not caring about it, and also knowing it's going to be okay. Like, I'm sure when you get up there on stage, you're like, your nerves go away immediately. And
exactly.
They do.
Because you feel so at home.
If they don't go away, you're not going to give a good performance. You embody it and you become that character, and and by doing that, you have pushed everything else. All the resistance is gone because you trust in yourself to know that you feel that flow state, which is being that character at that time.
Yes. Perfect. You put that perfectly. Yes.
It's a great feeling.
It's a fun ride, and that's life is meant to be fun.
Yes.
And so many people have the belief in the back of their head from what they've experienced through their whole lifetime, including especially childhood. They keep getting proven time and time again, life is hard.
Yeah.
We say it all the time. Like, you got to work hard work. Life, no, we can manifest easily. We've been told lies.
Yes,
Life
we
is meant
have.
to be fun. It's not meant to be hard. It's not meant to be a struggle.
You have to put in the work,
Effort.
but the work should feel fun.
That's
if
it.
it doesn't, then something's wrong.
Right.
Yes.
That's the whole reason I walked away from what my livelihood was and what I thought I was supposed to be doing. It became hard. It wasn't part of who I am. I wasn't in that flow state. There was a time when I was while doing that job, but the entire time I needed to be doing what my heart and my soul loves to do.
Right.
And to your point, I'm telling you, I got chills with the way that you described that feeling of not being nervous when you're about to go on stage. I performed in the Village a couple years ago, and I took a couple of friends with me. And before we went on, it was so cool, so much fun, because I used to live in the Village back when I was in college. So it was just so cool to come back so many years later. And she asked me, she was like, "So are you nervous?" And I said, "No." I said, I don't get nervous before I go on stage. I have to, and the word, I did not use the word embody, but that is what I described to her. And because I am just owning the character, owning who I am going to be when I step out on stage, there's no place within me to be nervous. So you nailed that. You nailed it.
But see, I was so blessed for over 34 years. I was so blessed to be able to have a job that I did love and felt like I was in flow state. But I remember back in 1985 when I was starting to student teach, and I was nervous, and kids ate me alive. It was just, I was.
Oh, they sense it. They she was an art teacher for 34 years.
So hard. I was like, once I always tell people the best hack in the world is to pretend like you know what you're doing.
That's it. Take it till you make it.
If you pretend like you know what you're doing and you exude that and pretend you're confident.
That's how I've made it through life.
You know how to do it. It is the best hack in the world.
Yeah.
And once I started getting up there and pretending like I wasn't scared and pretending like I knew what I was doing, all of a sudden,
you did.
I was like, and that's how I've gotten through life. I've kind of I faked it.
Okay.
And it's so funny because once you realize that we are really all just actors on the stage here anyway.
Right.
So you hit on something really important of what I do with my clients. It is a fake it till you make it. And what I do in hypnosis is feed the suggestions into the subconscious mind to help them to act as if, right?
Yes.
You're acting as if, and eventually you keep acting as if the universal energies have to match that. And it just becomes, now you are the expert, right?
Yeah.
You have the manifestation. So that's really how we manipulate
ourselves.
Our reality, right?
Yeah.
Is acting as if, and fake it till you make it. Some some people recoil at that because you don't. I think it denotes phoniness.
Right. No.
It's not being phony. It's coming from a place of authenticity, but it's just convincing your 3D printer, your subconscious mind,
Mhm.
of what to produce. Oh, they keep focusing on being an excellent actor or an amazing artist or a musician or hypnotherapist. It must be true.
Right. And it's not phoniness. And it's true that some people do think of it that way because you've done the work to be able to do this well. It's just that when you are doing it for the first time, you don't, it's fear of the unknown. So that whole fake it till you make it, no, it's not phony. I have worked to get to where I am. You work to get to where you are, both of you. So it is just me putting that work out into the world and letting the world enjoy that. So,
Yeah.
it's
Doing the fakeness and the phoniness and pretending isn't part of the work.
Yes.
exactly.
It's
Well,
not part of it.
but what I meant was a place of being disingenuous.
Yes, and I've never
Right.
had anybody
Yeah,
tell me that
yeah.
I've seemed phony
No,
because I am coming from such a real place.
because you want it to be true.
exactly.
And that's the difference. If you're just wanting to pull the wool over people's eyes, which we should be really starting to understand what that feels like now,
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm, right. Right.
without coming out and saying anything. And that's teaching us to be in our own authenticity.
That's so funny you use that phrase because I used to always say because it was so I always felt like I loved what I was doing so much and it never felt like hard work. And there were several times that I got awards for being an art teacher. And I would always say, I don't know how that happened. I think I'm just pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. I'm really not that good.
Oh,
And it
wow.
wasn't
But you
until
are.
later in my career that I realized really what was happening is I had the awareness of my higher self and knowing that I'm really an actor on the stage of life.
Mhm.
And if you can get to that point and know that, if you've ever read or listened to anything with uh, what's his name, Zadim.
Oh my God.
It's reality surfing. I can't recall the guy's. I can never remember the guy's name. But he's a Russian quantum physicist. He wrote the reality transurfing, and they talk about this whole we're on a stage, we're all actors. We got people.
I know it's our
Oh.
friends, probably Karen and Will. Are you guys with us? I don't have my reader.
I do.
Can you? What are they asking?
All right, I gotta. These are new. Says, "Oh, I used to be an actor, and I would almost throw up right before I went on stage.
People
But
do.
after a few minutes on stage, the fear went away." But
Absolutely.
thank you. They knew exactly what I was talking about because isn't that the most awesome? It's a very big book, but I've listened to it on YouTube, and it's changed my life because. If you just take the time to listen to a couple, I think Brian Scott
does a
very
lot of good. I
job.
like him a lot. He's a good guy.
But it's all about manifesting
Yeah.
and how you do it. And it's by realizing that we actually have the control. Our higher self is the director, but our self here is like the actor.
Well, that's funny you
So-
say that. That one of my favorite. I some hypno phrases I like to say, like in the middle of, or towards the end of a session, would be like when you realize that not only are you the director of your own play, you're also the screenwriter and the producer and the
Mhm.
star of the show
Mhm.
too.
Mhm, mhm.
Right? And once you grasp that, then it's like, oh, okay.
And then it becomes so fun.
That's
It
when it
does.
It really
It's funny. Having done that in the theater world, right? Is I can attest to how much fun that really, really is. You've got the control, and you have to recognize that you've got the control, and not be afraid of it. Really, just walk in it, step in it. So
Well, and then you just hit something else right there. So many people are afraid of their own success, afraid of their own power.
Yes.
Because it's
absolutely.
so grand and so great, and they don't think they're worthy of it. The biggest belief that a lot of us have, and when I work with my clients, the first time they sit down with me, they don't realize I'm going to make them think a little bit. And I ask them, all right, but with how you're feeling right now, if we're thinking about the lower end of the spectrum, how you're feeling, how are you feeling right now? And so many people feel disconnected, they feel lost, they feel depressed. and it's they don't realize that they're stuck in that automatic negative default that we talk about all the time, right?
Yes.
And so, yeah. So I'm sorry, I totally
I
interrupted
think
you.
what
No,
happens
that was
is
great.
people get to the point where they're so used to failing because they've never allowed
They're so,
themselves
and they don't feel worthy.
and they don't feel
Yeah.
worthy. So they always feel like they've done something wrong. And
Mhm.
their idea is they think it's easier for them to go into it
Guilty.
and fail and think they're going to fail because if they think they're going to be successful, it's such a bigger fall for them to think
Yes.
they're going to be successful and then
Stay
they
where
fail.
it's safe, right? And
Yep.
skeptic metaphysician said guilty. Yeah, guilt and shame, some of the most prominent emotions on this planet right now, and some of the lowest ones. And
Mhm.
it almost feels like it's an epidemic.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It is.
And so it's letting go of that guilt. You have nothing to be guilty about.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing to be ashamed about. You're not broken. You're not dysfunctional. There are no disorders whatsoever. So
But this is also why people are.
I need your eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do have readers inside I could bring you.
That would
Says
be
Kat, if you hit the comment, you can bring it up on the screen with you. Oh. So do the one where he threw up. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if this is this what are their names again? I've seen you guys and you're fantastic.
I don't know if it's coming up or not. I did hit it. Do I need to hit something? Well, here we are doing it.
It's Will and
Karen.
Karen. So who's there? Is it Will or is it Karen?
Who's joining us?
Will, Karen, and Jack. I feel like we're doing what was that TV show? Will and Grace.
Will and Grace.
Will and Grace. Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Karen. Yeah,
It's Will.
it's Will.
Yeah.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will. Glad that you're with us today. I can't. I did hit the comment, and it's not.
Do you double click it?
Do you double click it?
Boop, boop,
We'll find out.
boop, boop. Double click.
I'm gonna do. Oh, show. I see it. Is that right?
Oh, there we go.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Of course, I had to. Yes, I'm guilty of loving reality TV.
Yes.
This is true. This is true.
And talking about that feeling guilty, not putting yourself out there because you have that, you don't want to feel like, yes, I'm going to get it because it's a greater fall. So back in my previous life, when I did organizational training and development, that's what I did for 30 years before stepping back into acting. And I used to do mock interviews. I had my own program for mock interviews for people trying to get promoted in the company. And people would be and I would treat the mock interview just like the interview. I would just cold interview them, see what they've got, give them feedback, and then re-interview them. And people would be so nervous. They would feel comfortable with what I had taught them, but they would always be in their heads about, what if I don't get it? And I said, because you are applying in the same company, in the same building you work in, you not getting it is the beginning of your interview, of your next interview.
I love that.
Yes, to get that idea out of their head.
So wonderful to do because you're taking that fear away and giving like a little safety net. So people are like, you know what? How are we going to grow if we don't fail?
Exactly.
Well, isn't that why we came here? I mean, it's the school of
right. But see, I think what's happening with the new generations is, and I'm guilty of this. Talk about guilty. Is with our children.
Pee Wee's Playhouse.
With our children, we protect them. We've been helicopter parents. We've been lawnmower parents, and we're protecting them.
Yeah.
And we're not allowing them to fail. So we're raising a bunch of like narcissists and borderline personality disorders because they don't know what it's like to fail and learn from that. But we literally cannot learn without failing.
Yeah.
And that was my favorite thing to do when I was a first-year teacher. It was actually my second-year teacher.
She has and every time I do something I screwed that up. What did you say?
If you don't like what you do, change it into something new.
That's right.
I love that.
I mean, I'm talking, this was happening with first graders, Al. These kids would come in. Oh, what's he saying?
I don't know.
He says, I feel so exposed now.
Wow. little Tim Conway comedy there.
But I would have first graders come in and I would say to them, okay, we're going to draw what you did over the summer, and this is the end of the day. First graders not used to being there all day. And I remember going, and I would have tears. Some of these kids would be crying. And I went to the trash can, and there was like 7 or 8 pieces of paper with 2 lines on them, crumpled up.
And they're hating themselves.
I'm like, this is first grade, and they're crumpling up their stuff. And I'm looking them out, and I'm like, what the heck is happening here? I said, okay, we're scratching this. And I gave everybody a new piece of paper that I scribbled on. Okay, here you go. You're starting with a mistake.
Boom.
And that's when that was born, that if you don't like what you do, change it into something new. So they had to take the scribble and make it into something.
Instead of just going, no.
Yeah.
Right.
So they weren't allowed to throw their papers. And I said, those mistakes are a beginning of something beautiful. And there was even, I guess it was, I don't know if it was, maybe it was before, but it might have been after, but somebody jumped on that idea and they wrote something called the Beautiful Oops.
Oh, I
And
love that.
I feel like
The
it was a
Beautiful
kid's
Oops.
book. And I think that it's one of the things you have to be able to do is to let go of the fear and say, I know I'm going to screw up. I know I'm going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
There.
And when you do that, you're like, it's golden. You're good.
You just have fun with it.
And yeah, just having that confidence of knowing that you're going to make a mistake. You can be confident you're going to make a mistake, right?
Exactly.
Confidence, aren't
Well,
you?
all right. So, God, there was a movie back in the 90s. It had Edward Norton and Ben Stiller and Jenna Elfman. Oh God, I forget
I know
the name.
exactly what you're talking about.
He's a priest, and Ben Stiller, of course, became a rabbi, and
I know the movie. I can't remember the name.
and he's working with a kid who's getting ready to have his bar mitzvah, and his voice is cracking, and he gives the kid a bongo and is like, here's your new song. I love that I suck. I love that I suck. I suck. You got to embrace that.
You got to embrace it. You have to.
Right? You do that and you make a mistake and you own it and make a joke out of it, then you're endearing yourself to everybody because everybody has been in that position.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keeping the faith. Thank you, Will. Yeah.
Yes.
I knew he would know.
Of course, yeah.
For some
Well,
reason,
he's
like
able to
chiming in with everything.
Google it.
Will's on point. Will's in flow state. He's in flow state.
That's right.
Keeping it full
That's
circle.
right. All right.
This has been so inspiring for me because there's something new that I'm going to try that I've been challenging myself to try. I won't say what it is because I just want to do it. And we'll have to, in the episode we have after I do it, I'll let you know how it goes. And it is all about me being afraid to fail. And it's like, I have to do it anyway. I just have to do it. So this has helped. This has propelled me there. So
beautiful. Yeah. And that, I think it gives you a firmer foundation to step on that stage.
It does. It does. It really does.
I feel like you're wobbling all over the place.
But isn't every single movie script, every single show about somebody making a mistake and failing and then figuring it out afterwards? Because isn't that what life is? It's the script of life.
It is.
Yeah, really.
So true.
100%.
Yeah, that was, and if you just have something you really want to do, like in something that moves you, you just have to go, I don't care what it takes to do it. I'm gonna give it a try, and I might suck at first, but as long as you have that love for it,
keep going.
You just keep going.
Keep trekking.
And that's how I was with my drum that you started in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know how late we are into this. We probably have some time left to talk, but
we've got a little time for some music.
You can have Lolly back anytime. She all right, so we'll tell the story, and then maybe next Friday we can have you do a concert.
Oh, we're running out of time?
We've got maybe 5 minutes or so, 7 minutes
real quick. We can do a little song. So 5 years ago, I always had on my vision board that I wanted to play the drums because I wanted to be like Melody and Josie and the Pussycats. And our brothers are
Who wouldn't? Yeah.
So so that was on my vision board. And when we moved to North Carolina, my birthday present from Kathy was a tongue drum. And it had like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on it.
It was easy.
I'm going to learn how to do this. So I bought like 3 tongue drums after that, 4 of them. And then I started buying hand pans. And now I'm on my
she has something that she could like go camping in.
So these are very expensive, serious instruments.
You see how
Um,
big that sucker is?
and
yeah.
and I sucked at first, and I probably still suck, but
No, not at all.
it is I love it. It's called a hand pan, and they're relatively new. They've only been around since 2007. It's like a steel drum flipped upside down.
You just had an invitation. Will just said they need handpan music on new reality TV, Laurie.
Really?
Ooh.
We'll be having a conference here soon, Will.
I would love it.
Listen to her. Do your thing. We got a couple minutes. Yeah. Beautiful.
So beautiful.
Oh, absolutely beautiful.
Do we have time to do the quick meditation?
We do not. We do not. Yeah. We had an idea of doing just a little grounding meditation. We have 1 minute as we're doing this. So if you could, hurrah, hurrah, huzzah.
Hurrah, huzzah.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
Pirate
We were getting
days.
accolades from Will. That was beautiful,
I love
wasn't it?
Thank you, Will. Thank you, Will.
Yes. So as you listen to that handpan music, it's just so
Can you tell we're sisters, Will?
a little bit. It's so grounding and so amazing. So next time we get together, I was thinking about doing a little grounding meditation. Elle, maybe you and I could work on something where we can, one of us do one half and the other do the other half.
Love it. Let's do that.
That's a little shift into different gears kind of thing, because you know how to deliver or guide people through a transformative experience as well.
I do.
So,
I do. And this will stretch me, so I'm excited for that.
yeah, absolutely. Well, we thank you so much for joining us today, Will.
Thank you, Will.
And anybody else who was there.
I joined you.
And thank you, Laurie, for joining us.
Yes, wonderful. Yes, our very first guest.
Yeah, she christened us. So, Chin Chin, here's to a great weekend.
Have a good one, everybody.
Chin
Have a great one, everybody. We love you to pieces.
Mwah. Hope to see you in person soon, Elle.
Yeah.
Yes, we need a redo for sure.
Everybody.
We're not completely done yet. We still have a minute or two. We're going to go the whole full time. So drink up.
Drink up. And I did want to say before we left, in the words of Bob Dylan, be groovy or leave, man.
Be groovy or leave is absolutely right. Oh, so fun. Oh, thank you, Will. Well, you know, this is why I love my sister so much. We all my sisters.
All my
from another
sisters.
mister as well. All my sisters. That could be a new TV show.
We'll work on that.
My sisters. We're thinking about it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so again for joining us. And we're here every Friday, 4:00, Hippie Chicks Live. We do actually have a recorded episode coming out soon.
Yes!
Editors in Jamaica. Right now. So,
When you know it.
that's all good. We love her, and she'll do a great job.
Yes.
But we're here every Friday at 4. So much love. What was it again? Be groovy or go
Be
home?
groovy or leave, man.
Be groovy or live.
Man.
All right, kids.
I like it.
Lake life.
Everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There we go. He's singing for us.